Hey, what's up YouTube? Goratha here. So today I'm going to update you guys again on the purple fireball character. Yesterday I had a 20-minute video, kind of went over everything I wanted to talk about. The character's in a really good spot, the endgame setup's really strong, but I've learned some new tech, and I've decided to take the in-game scaling in a different direction. You might be wondering why I have 7.5 thousand ES. Well, that's because I switched my off pieces into pure ES gear with, well, pure as in like life and ES, and just a bunch of res and ES on my gear. This combined with the chest piece, with Crimson Power, means we can get a massive amount of life and ES at the same time. And my main issue with ES before was recovery. So how am I solving that problem? Well, you might be looking at this tree, and it's looking a lot different than it was before. Basically, this tree is like an endgame setup, and it requires a pretty expensive jewel. And the pretty expensive off pieces. Like, you want really high ES and really high life pieces before you swap this. So the video I made yesterday is still completely irrelevant. I would still go that setup early on, but this setup is pretty absurd once you get it going. And I'll explain exactly how it's working. First off, let me show you how it looks when I'm actually playing the game. Yeah, so at the very beginning, I will start attacking and all my HP will go away. But after like a certain amount of time, I will start ramping my recovery. You can see my life regen right there on the left side, going up to over 7,000, 6,000. Just completely ramping like crazy. This is because of a very specific unique tool on the tree here, called Undying Hate. This is a new unique tool from Abyss. It has a couple different variations. I think there's 5 of them. This one is in specific is called tecrod. It has like some number of souls. I wouldn't worry about that. That just changes the passives around it. It has a thing where it, like, changes the passives into, like, different passives. Kind of corrupts your tree, like in POE1, if you played that before. Anyways, tecrod gives us a specific keystone called Sacrifice of Blood. This gives us regenerate 1 life per second per 8 life spent in the past 8 seconds. 50% more life cost of skills. That second part sounds like a downside, but it's really not. We want to scale our life costs as much as possible for more life regen, and also more damage. So with this setup, I am actually getting around 600% damage as extra physical damage. Going from 20k tooltip to over 100,000. I actually end up dropping a lot of damage because my damage is so high now. And it's decided to focus on more ES nodes and things like dampening shield for some stun threshold to not get stunned anymore. Yeah. The damage is pretty absurd. The recovery is pretty absurd. I've been face tanking T4 bosses. The clear speed's really good. Yeah, I'll show you guys some footage of the T4 bosses. I can pretty much tank anything on T4 bosses now, and it's pretty insane. How exactly are we scaling the life cost, you may ask? And how are we getting the life regen so high? There's a node called Sacrificial Blood. One of the reasons why I decided to go on the left side of the tree here is for these nodes here. 15% increased life cost. This will scale our life cost up, giving us more damage through Bloodletting and more damage and healing through Sacrifice of Blood. And then I'm taking these nodes called Sangomantic Rituals. This gives me Arcane Surge applies to more life regen instead of mana regen. Since we're getting so much life regen back from Sacrifice of Blood, this is absurd. So much HP regen. I've gotten it to 11,000 while mapping before. That's absurd. And then these nodes right here are how we actually get the Arcane Surge. We're getting it on critical hit here. And then we're also scaling the effect of it. 40% effect here, 20% effect here. And there's more effect here I'd probably grab eventually, but just haven't had enough points yet. Just more ES nodes here. These crit nodes are actually quite good as well. So even going over here isn't even that bad for damage because we get more damage back here. And these nodes are pretty good damage as well. And then the main reason why I'm stacking ES is because of Zealot's Oath. Now my excess life recovery will apply to my ES. So once I get my 11,000 life recovery up after like ramping for like half a second or whatever, I will then have ES recovery rate. And then it just turns into like this crazy thing where unless you get like one shot somehow, you're really not going to die with this stun recovery while mapping. And the best part about this setup is Arcane Surge gives you cast speed too. So we're getting a ton of cast speed, and I put Stone Lazar on to get even more cast speed. So we just have like absurd cast speed now, and we're just running around just casting everything instantly. It's like pretty insane while mapping, honestly. I will admit the ping ponging does take a little bit of time to get used to, but it's actually not as scary as it seems. It's actually quite safe when you have 6,000 life regen, 7,000 life regen. yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys. This setup is ridiculous. I will post a planner when I can update it, and this is the tree here. Definitely give you guys a planner on this though, and you guys can follow along. The main thing to swap to this is the Timeless Jolt. It's pretty expensive, and good ES gear. So good ES gear, and then the Bloodletting gem. Those are the main things you need to swap. We are using Zenith 2 from the mana recovery whenever we need to. We won't really spend mana anymore because this is life cost, and most of our mana cost is kind of irrelevant now. But yeah, the sustain's insane, the damage is insane, the HP is insane, the tankiness is insane. Honestly, not much really to say about it other than it's just a crazy build now, and I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous. Now, I will say this build has turned into a kind of more of a Fizz build than a Chaos build. So I am taking nodes like Cut to the Bone. This gets us Armor Break, which increases our damage or increases our Fizz damage. And I did end up dropping Event Horizon over here, and I dropped all these Chaos nodes. I'm still using Withering Presence for now on this tree, but I'm planning on switching this over to a Companion with the Brutus Brain gem, which gives your mini can't die, and I'm going to go for like Hastor or like Fizzor or something. Siphon of Elements is really good still, and Time of Need is really good still, so I'll be keeping these as well. But yeah, this setup is really, really ridiculous, and so this fire is also not as required anymore. We still do some chaos damage. I'll show you guys what I mean, though, by, like, the fizz damage. Here, let me put this on so I can really illustrate just exactly what's going on here. So our damage breakdown here is going to be pretty eye-opening, I would say. 200,000. So I take this gem off, it gives me 180,000 damage. I mean, I don't know how this got added into the game, honestly. It's such a ridiculous amount of damage. So this gem is giving me 50,000 physical damage. 50,000 for one projectile. This is absurd. Now, this setup would work with any spell, by the way. I think you could play this with Spark, whatever you want to play with. This will probably work with that. Yeah, this is insane. Crazy setup. I just wanted to share it with you guys. I'll give you guys a full build guide eventually. Probably the next couple of days, I'm going to have a full written guide. And I just figured I would share it with you now before I actually get started on that. Yeah, it's crazy. Until you switch to this setup, though, I would say the video I posted yesterday is still completely relevant. That tree is still really good if you're starting out and you don't have the currency to buy this really expensive jewel and really expensive gear. Yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will keep you guys updated, and I'll see you guys next time.